From next Monday, the Senate meets. I think it's what, the 11th? So it'll be the 11th and 12th of December, 11th, 12th, and 13th, sorry, of December. The Senate meets to debate the 2018 budget presentation that we would have seen by Prime Minister last Monday. Just a couple general announcements. Prime Minister travels on Thursday of this week, the 7th, returns to Grenada on the 15th. He'll be engaging in a number of abroad engagements, beginning in Antigua at the Cuba CARICOM Summit. He'll actually be accompanied here by Minister and our CARICOM ambassador. So he heads to Antigua first for the Cuba CARICOM Summit that he will co-chair with President Castro of Cuba. That's Raul. Following that, he heads on to France on the invitation of President Macron of France to present on climate alliance. And then he heads on to MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he will do a presentation there again. They've invited him to speak on resilience. So he returns to Grenada on the 15th. During his absence, of course, Honorable Gregory Bowen will be the acting Prime Minister. So I now invite Minister Steele to update you. We know he would have given his lengthy presentations in the House of Representatives last week as it relates to initiatives in the healthcare sector, especially in terms of dialysis care. So we will get some more on that this morning, as well as other general information, and then you can ask your subsequent questions related to the budget or any other issues that you wish to engage him in this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. Good morning to you all present and to all of our viewers and listeners out there. This morning I want to talk in particular about dialysis and dialysis services. In Grenada, right now, dialysis services are being offered by one private provider. We have found at the Ministry of Health that those services are inadequate and for the needs of the population, and that the Ministry of Health itself needs to be more involved in the provision of dialysis services. We have engaged with an entity out of Trinidad, and they will be coming to provide two forms of dialysis. One would be setting up within St. George's a location that we're currently finalizing on, where they would provide dialysis services there, and also a mobile dialysis unit that will travel across the island, providing dialysis services to individuals who may find it difficult to come to St. George's. Secondly, in the ministry, we're also, or at the hospital, we have just last week completed the training with respect to peritoneal dialysis, which affords the patient more mobility. It is a different form of dialysis than we are traditionally accustomed to here, but is just as effective. So the hospital will be offering, at the General Hospital, peritoneal dialysis services. We will also have a second service provider offering dialysis here in Grenada in a physical location, as well as mobile dialysis services. This comes out of a recognition of the high increase in patients who have renal failure, and the fact that we need to have reliable services, and the best way to have reliable services is to have choices for the Grenadian public. I also want to take this opportunity to say that as we are approaching the Christmas season, it is a regular fact every year that in January, the wards at the hospital are sometimes full with patients suffering from non-communicable diseases, high blood pressure, sugar, etc., or complications from. And it is usually because of indulging excessively in our Christmas festivities and sharing of Christmas meals, etc. So to ask those who know that they are at high risk, while you enjoy the season, to enjoy the season in moderation. The same goes to our drivers on the road with respect to the consumption of alcohol. As we enter the Christmas season, let us not lose sight of the true reason for Christmas, which is the celebration of the birth of Christ, But while this year we have a lot to celebrate and will want to share and be merry with family and friends, let us do so in moderation, so that we can all enjoy a bright and prosperous 2018. And finally, I want to address in particular, there have been some blogs. I have referred to the individual previously as a convicted money launderer. It appears recently he again has been trying to sully the reputation of Grenada and our Prime Minister in particular in this instance, just simply to say that the convicted money launderer now is saying that he has possession of texts from our Prime Minister, which I think he would have to explain how he is in possession of that, but that also it appears to anyone who knows our Prime Minister, who has heard him speak, etc., and will understand that that's not the individual there, that is totally fabricated. In this instance, though, I would expect that the full action will be taken with respect to defamation of character of the individuals that he has tried to sully, and that the Grenadian public at large recognizes that in this country we respect the right of privacy, one, and two, we know the individuals that he's talking about, and that conversation is inaccurate. That conversation is an attempt, quite likely, because we are in an electoral season. Quite likely he has become a hired gun, so the money launderer has turned from laundering money from drug dealers to trying to character assassinate or dirty the character of people. So he's still keeping in the same area of operation. It just, in this instance, I believe he has crossed the line and he's broken the law with respect to our laws here in Grenada, and I would expect civil-wise that the individuals will take action. And I would think that it would become obvious to us all when we look and see who would be promoting his blogs here locally, what the true intentions are. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Questions? Yes, Karima has one. As expected.
Good morning. I have one question.
Sure.
In relation to what you last spoke about.
Nothing about dialysis
yeah,
or Christmas? Oh, okay.
In the CBI head's response to the allegations that were made by Mr. Rijak, she stated that he was on a paid campaign to discredit the CBI program.
I also just implied that too, yes.
Okay. Are there any proof? Is there any proof to that?
As I just simply said, I mean, it would become obvious to the public at large when you look and see who and which on social media, who's promoting it, on social media or media-wise, who's promoting it, etc. It would become obvious as to what the intentions are.
Okay. Never mind. The dialysis services. Could you talk to me about the costing as it relates to patients?
The costing of dialysis services at present is not subsidized fully by the government. Individuals where there is a need receive subsidies from the Ministry of Health. What we are working on now is to have a fixed cost for dialysis, and with the introduction of national health insurance, dialysis will most definitely be one of those treatments or costs that will be covered by NHI. In the interim, we will continue to ensure that those in financial need are covered by the government of Grenada, and those who can afford or those who have health insurance, private health insurance, will use that. But in 2018, with the introduction of national health insurance, dialysis will be covered. Okay,
as it stands now, how much does it cost to get?
As it stands now, the one private provider, as far as I'm aware, it's $700 EC per treatment. In some instances, individuals need 3 treatments per week. In some instances, as high as 3 treatments per week, which is why it has to be addressed on a national level to make sure that through a competitive environment and through the Ministry of Health ensuring quality of service, that the cost comes down. Peritoneal dialysis is 30% of that cost, so a lot less costly to the individual. So we would be looking at introducing peritoneal dialysis. That's one of the reasons, apart from it providing more mobility for the patient, the cost is significantly less.
Oh, okay. In relation to the mobile services, is it something that's temporary or is it?
No, this is permanent.
It's permanent.
This is permanent.
Okay. I have one last question for you. I remember earlier, a few months ago, a statement was made that there was going to be an investigation into the Panorama fiasco by a 2-member team, which consisted of Mr. Colin Dow and I think it was the right.
Yes.
Could you give me an update on that?
As far as I'm aware, I think the time span would have passed and that report would have been given to the Minister of Culture. I haven't been privy to any comment from the Minister of Culture on that, but I can find out, and either through Keisha here or at the next press conference, post-cabinet briefing, we can give an update on that. But I'm not privy to the report.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, Minister. My question is, you indicated that the blogger is trying to sully the reputation of our Prime Minister. My question is, what does he have to gain from that?
Well, I think we all need to ask that. The blogger attempted in the beginning to destroy the reputation of our CBI, which has received accolades from other international organizations. The blogger sees himself, so therefore I think he's gone on a witch hunt and decided to attack the individuals instead, because the program has been certified to be running properly. And he's now trying to attack the individuals involved in the program, particularly the Prime Minister and the Ms. Ince, who heads the CBI program. So he's gone to a lower level to try and see if he can get any traction on it there. He didn't get traction in the first instance, so he's trying in the second instance. And I don't believe he will get traction there because there's nothing there. He's fabricated. In fact, I think he will get a knee-jerk reaction from us, which is to say, hey, you've crossed the line and you've defamed characters, and we will ensure that the civil rights of our individuals are maintained and upheld.
There was an incident at the Mungay Hospital last week. Can you address that in terms of the implementation of security measures and how you intend to keep the nurses and the patients safe?
Yes. On Tuesday last week, there was an incident at Mungay Hospital in which a patient became extremely violent, caught the orderly and nurse off guard, threw furniture around a chair and resulted in the injuries to an orderly and a nurse. That was on Tuesday. The nurse in question spent 2 nights in hospital on observation, no broken bones or so. The orderly is on sick leave because he had a busted lip, I think, from the individual. That was Tuesday last week. Wednesday of last week, we brought in private security, additional security, in other words, physical private security. And we have also started engaged a private individual who trains those private security companies to give training to our orderlies and nurses in terms of how to how would I say, to physically restrain individuals. Because we are dealing with in some instances, violent patients. And so the ministry has reacted within 24 hours to bring in private security, additional manpower there, physically, just to maintain the physical security of the caregivers there. And in the interim, while we also give the caregivers the training to maintain a certain level of physical restraint should a patient become violent. But in this environment, it is a risk. Our job is to make sure that we try as best as possible to mitigate those risks and deal with them.
Okay, we were also informed that the patients at present are on lockdown. Can you shed some light on that?
No, I am not aware of the patients being on lockdown. I would assume that that patient would be on lockdown, and that there is most definitely a heightened sense of security or added security within that area where individuals may be physical. So maybe that is where that is being seen as on lockdown. But I'm not aware of all the patients being on lockdown, no.
Okay, my final question is with relations to an advertisement which was showing the hospital, the Princess Royal Hospital in Karakou, in a dim light. Can you tell us the current situation of the hospital in Karakou in terms of its supplies and equipment?
You said an advertisement, a Ministry of Health advertisement?
No.
An advertisement, help me.
Political advertisement.
Well, it's politically motivated.
Well, the person behind it was saying they are merely stating the fact that...
Who was the person behind it? Were they on this advertisement?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
And he said they were merely stating the fact that the condition of the hospital is not conducive for the nurses and the patients.
And then would this advertisement have then said, but vote for me or vote for my party or something like that? I'm sure you can see the ridiculousness of it. You yourself are laughing at it.
Thank you very much.
I have one last question in relation to Rijok's post. In your opening statements, you stated that the text messages that he would have to show or provide proof, or how he came in contact with those text messages. And you also stated that there was no truth to it. So trying to find out, if there is no truth to it, why would he have to show how he came in possession with the text messages?
No, I'm saying that there is no truth to it. He hasn't even tried to explain how he's in possession of the lie. If you look at and you examine the text fully, you will see even names aren't referred to appropriately there. So, I mean, he's making a very poor attempt, but an attempt nonetheless to try and defame the character of the Prime Minister and the head of the CBI program, because he can no longer try and defame the program itself. So he's going after the individuals. He will have to explain himself as to whether it is to explain how he got these fictitious texts or how he fabricated this. That's his call when the law reaches out to him.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Minister, and
Thank
you,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, for
And
joining us this morning.
as we are in December, let me just wish everyone a festive season. Hopefully I may be back for another briefing, but if not, I wish you all, members of the media, and all of our listeners and viewers out there, a very Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous 2018.
Thank you.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
These past 5 years, ordinary people with extraordinary dreams for themselves and their families have continued to inspire me. In these close-knit communities along the shores of St. Andrews Southeast, people with their faith in their unshakable God have given me renewed hope that this partnership we have forged is worth building on. We have had successes together, but we are far from finished. A whole new generation is coming up, hoping for even more opportunities. We can't let them down. With God by our side, together we will achieve even more. So let's keep moving.
There was no real leader of the country. All man had authority. Now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them another blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
Despite all the transparency and accountability, we had a stagnant economy. Straight home they sent all e-monies. And very late, they paid the salaries. Mixed feelings we were getting, so we sat there watching and waiting, but nothing was coming. Like the blind was leading the blind. Remember Glenn, everything was in the pipeline, while Uncle pretend everything was fine. Now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them another blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
Things start getting worse, and we waited patiently for the pipe to bust. But them people didn't study us. The government started mashing up, while the big boys in town were playing and dancing top. Pax, pax, pax. Church first idiots. Glennis, Joe, and Hood, they weren't in the yellow mood. They were sent home packing, but Naz and others were smiling. Now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them one more blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
They say Peter was the traitor, but by then we couldn't bother. We just wanted back Jonah. Man start getting desperate for the next election date. We couldn't wait. We had to decide our fate before it got too late. Then Uncle Tilly called the date, but now they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Let's give them one more blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
It was the hour of rescue, so plenty of us waited patiently in the queue. We took bus, plane and boat just to go and vote. Saving Grenada was our sole agenda. So 15-0 could not have said it better. But they're asking for another blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Are we giving them another blind?
Your man, the one brigade has died.
Just one more blind.
No, the one brigade has cried.
Just one more blind.
Your man, the one brigade has died.
Just one more blind.
Your man.
Cause if they don't get this blind, Yellow Party will die.
Call the thing, doc. Call the debt. Repeat it after me. Call the debt.
Call the election. Call the election. We ready for you.
Don't you let a good thing go. Listen, we know what we have. We don't know what we go get. We know what we have.
Yeah, it's that kind of day today, huh? Good morning to you, Devon.
Yeah, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Grenada.
Yes, and good morning to all the listeners, all the viewers, wherever you are tuning in to Hard Talk today. We're saying a very special, glorious Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you on a rainy Tuesday morning in the capital. I don't know about St. Andrew or St. Patrick or in Carriacou. But, yeah, outside is pretty gray, man. Yeah, it's rainy today.
Especially in the southeastern end of our country.
Yeah. I realize the car boat is here again.
Ooh.
Yeah, the car boat is here.
And I realized
once again.
There's a huge cruise ship in the terminal. In the cruise, in the cruise port. What's Royal Princess, I think its name?
I saw one there,
Yeah, it's a very huge one.
Strange enough, under the last administration, the car boat couldn't come, so the car boat can't come under NDC. The car boat can't come under NDC. The car boat can't come under NDC. Yeah. Seems to be a problem. Yeah. So yeah, at least so the car boat is here.
Car boat is here.
And that's a wonderful one.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, we've got to keep moving.
Got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
We got to have transportation to take us to and from our respective jobs. And so, because Grenada is busy and bustling with activities, so we need the transportation network to be more efficient.
Yeah.
You know?
And we're seeing the improvement of that system. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know. Yeah. So let's just take a little one here to just veer off and take a call there quickly.
Listen, infrastructure building like crazy. Road fixing from town to country. Look, we're building another jetty. And the stadium done build already. Oh yeah, woo! We know what we have, we don't know what we go get. We know what we have, we don't know what we go get. Don't you forget Woodland to what you have. You don't know what you go get. People hold tight to what you have. We know what we have, we don't know what we go get. We know what we have, we don't know what we go get. People hold on to what you have. We don't know what you go get. We need and hold tight to what you have. We don't know what you go get.
Yeah, Devon. You know, sometimes I just had to take calls. Like that call. Very important, yeah? All your calls are extremely important to me. But there are some that sometimes you just can't avoid while you're on air to take a little breather and go and deal with, yeah? Yeah, sometimes it could be a life or death and them kind of things, so you have to take it. Yes. And, yeah, you can call in whenever you're ready, 440-7377. And overseas, Devon?
347-329-3101.
You all, Devon, tired. I don't know what Brenda doing. Devon looking tired. I know yesterday was his birthday, eh? He come in studio, the man looking droopy. Devon, what do you? See, community pumpkin seed and thing this morning. He trying to put back some energy. Yeah, spreading all your business. Come on, Devon, what to you?
Good, man, good.
But interesting, though. This morning, as usual, I was paying attention to Shaggy. Good morning, Shags, man.
Shaggy, man, always have it locked.
I listen to Shaggy every single morning. Yeah. Well, all you expect me to say I don't listen to Shaggy? I listen to Shaggy. I also listen to GT. Yeah, I listen to GT as well. And it's one of the best morning programs you have. And I listen to Campesh. He also has one of the best morning programs because after you finish with Shaggy, I have enough time there where I could go and listen to a bit Andre, and in between Andre, I listen to Campesh as well, and then GT comes on and I could listen to GT. So I just be flipping from station to station and listening.
But
yeah.
Sad to say though, and I have to confess, sad to say, I listen to the other guy at times.
Other guy?
Yeah, I listen to the guy.
They're looking for another blind?
Doom. Yeah.
Doom?
Yeah, Doom. I listen to Doom.
No, because the process of flicking between the stations, sometimes I end up on
comes up and he might just...
And he might hear something like, I might hear a name call or something, and oh, what have they got to say about me today?
Today, what's
new? Let me see what I can learn about myself today.
Oh.
Okay, you know they have this fixation on men.
Oh yeah. They
like me
fix
and
on
you.
men. I mean, and
They have
many,
this unhealthy fixation.
Yeah, and there are so many women in the new National Party.
Yeah,
but they just
beautiful women.
Beautiful women. Look at them. I mean, look at it on your screen.
And they're not just a pretty face, intelligent as hell.
And heart. They got heart. You understand? I mean, fix your eyes on these ladies, beautiful ladies, the mothers and so those that will give you, I mean, encouragement and everything like that. Don't be fixing on me and Sheldon and.
What's a big hard back man like me? You want to fixate on me? You want to talk about?
Come on, man. I have grand all kind of thing.
I hear I make news last night. I had a political leader, the NDC called my name.
Well, from you is me. From me is
so
you.
If he reached now to Mr. Sheldon Scott, put a handle on it. Put some respect on my name. RSPK. Put some respect on my name.
Whoa.
that is not GBSS spelling, Yeah, man.
So
put some respect on it.
So what did the goodly senator had to say?
It was in relation to that issue with the young lady in Carriacou and the video. And my take on it is simply this. Anything Senator Burke says just continues to show the type of disgusting character that he is.
Oh, yes.
It continues to show that he sees that young lady as nobody.
Nobody.
It continues to show that he believes that people like me or people like Devon are nobodies. So he could threaten Devon that he's going to strip him naked in public because in his eyes, Devon don't have children.
At all.
In his eyes, Devon don't have a family that loves him. Yeah? So in his eyes, he could just treat Devon as he want, tell Devon as he want, do him as he want, and send his operatives out to do so. Yeah? In his eyes, he sees me as nobody.
Yeah.
A former parliamentarian. Yeah? Youth worker with so many years experience, media worker with so many years experience, and so on. Awarded by the city of New York. Yeah? I was also the deputy president of the International Young Democratic Union, the largest conservative youth organization on the planet, consisting of close to 300,000 young people. I was the deputy chair of that. Yeah? And to him, to Senator Burke here in Grenada, I'm nobody. I was the deputy president of the Caribbean Young Democratic Union. But to Senator Burke, I am nobody. Yeah?
He considers...
So you could imagine how he sees this young lady in Carriacou. She has a little job and she have her children and so on. She has no big name.
Nope.
They say, well, it's one of those names that own a pile of thing. But he sees her as nobody. And in his eyes, he's talking about, he's waiting for the legal challenge. Why would any decent person wait for a legal challenge when they are told something like that? You won't wait for the legal challenge. Because in his mind, again, because he sees her as nobody, he believes, well, she ain't have money to do that. And if they send a letter, it means that somebody have to give her the money to go to a lawyer to go and get the lawyer to write me. So I could continue to put on my thing because she ain't had the money to send no letter. The man doesn't like people and his character is showing. This is not about Sheldon Scott. This is about Nazim Burke. This is not about his media team. This is about Nazim Burke. Because if he was a leader, if he was a person that cared about people and cared about what people think and how they feel, he doesn't care about how people feel. All he, as the leader, as the person who the ad was done for, all he had to do was say, take the picture out. A process, and I need you all to know this, a process that will not take an hour to do. It's not difficult to do. It does not damage the product. You can replace a video online with another video and still keep your analytics in place as to how many people viewed the video, etc., etc., etc. So it is not a difficult something to do. It's not an impossible something to do. But because he sees that young lady as nobody, because he sees her family as nobody in his eyes, that is why he continues on this path. Instead of simply saying, you know, this thing didn't even matter to be something to come up in a press conference or somewhere else. All it could have been is that the first time she came out and she said, listen, you did that. I don't like it. Could you please take my picture out? All he had to do was that. And this story would have been dead 3 weeks ago. Yeah? 3 weeks ago. We have a caller.
Good morning and
Hello,
welcome.
good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I'm getting really upset because my poor mother, watching she look at thing, gospel tune and YouTube, and every time she have to call me. Come, NDC, only coming on she YouTube with this thing, I tired with this. She said, I tired with this. So why they doing this? Every time you go to watch something on YouTube, something had to come up about NDC.
Well, I mean, it's a oh boy.
I don't know. We don't know what to say, but I mean, it's hurting a lot of people because a lot of persons are keep talking about it. They don't like it, and
I wouldn't continue doing it.
The only great breaking in the middle of the thing what you're watching, I look at gospel thing, my mother trying to watch. Every time you only cutting, NDC had to come between it.
Maybe they think that they'll be encouraging you to vote for them.
No way.
Well, we ain't going to tell them that. Let them continue.
The same cruise ship, where the car boat is coming, come on now, and they say NDC, NNP ain't do nothing. I was speaking to Mr. Saturday, the man tell me, only thing NNP do for the 5 years is just the Silver Sands Hotel.
Oh, is that so?
Wow.
Is that so? Okay.
That's a pity.
I find it getting crazy, man.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Alzheimer's.
Let's just say something here. Again, to further show you the character of the individual that is Nazim Burke, the political leader of the NDC, at least for now. I know why I say at least for now. The political leader of the NDC. And Devon, we know why we say at least for now? Yeah. The political leader of the NDC. Now, let me tell you this. The individual only cares about themselves. Now, in all the ads that you've seen popping up, and we have different ads that pop up from time to time. You see stuff from different companies, and so there's a way that you can opt out of it. I'll probably do a video and show you all how you can stop it from popping up in between your YouTube videos and that sort of thing, because I stop them from showing up within my stuff, so it can't show up.
Yeah, I think you need to share it with persons.
So I'll probably do a video and have that video posted via the Hard Talk Facebook page so people can do that.
Yes.
Now, the thing is this. Morning to you, Hannah. The thing is this. Mr. Burke has only been promoting two things. The NDC in general and himself. There are 14 other candidates of the National Democratic Congress. 14. Yeah? Not one, not two, not three, not four. 14 other persons who are candidates of the National Democratic Congress. Yet still, all of the finances which they say they don't have, and if you're looking at the video ad that's popping up in between your news feed and that kind of thing, you're probably talking about 8,000 US just for that one, right? About 8,000 US is what they would be spending to have that sort of reach over this period of time. Not EC, not Eastern Caribbean currency. 8,000 US. It's around that figure because I know about it. Yeah? I know about it. I know how to do it. So they're spending about 8,000 US to promote one man in the party. And the 14 others sit down there like dum-dum. Ain't have enough common sense to say, but wait, well, how come only you being promoted? What about the rest of us? But you know why they have to promote him? They have to promote him because they have a problem. And Devon, we know what the problem is. We know what the problem is. They have a problem.
Serious one. And by the way, but you know what, Sheldon, you know what is despicable and unconscionable by Senator Nazim Burke? I mean, unconscionable. My God. You have a poor young, well, not I say poor, a young lady and her 2 children being captured in a video, right? She came out publicly and beg Senator Nazim Burke, right, and his organization to remove her face, right, her and her children's face from that video. She pleaded, and you know what the answer he had to say, right? Oh, he had consent and he hadn't seen nothing wrong with it and this and that, and he prepared to go to court.
He's arrogant. Of course he sees
a
nothing
fool.
wrong with it. And as far as he's concerned, he's a lawyer. He has other lawyer friends. He doesn't have to pay a lawyer to go and deal with this. He will get one of his lawyer friends or even his wife or whoever to deal with it for him.
That's how disgusting the guy is.
Meanwhile, he knows that this young lady, once she's going to court, would have to find somewhere around 6,000 EC, and he's watching and saying, a little girl had that kind of money to go and do that. And then, if somebody like me now were to go and get friends and get individuals and get the listeners to this program to put together the money and decide that we are going to help the young lady, he's going to say NNP take him to court.
Yes.
NNP are the ones that do it. It's
him.
despicable.
NNP after him, and so my
despicable.
God, the young lady's a Grenadian, right? She's a Grenadian. My God, Senator Buck, she's begging you and your organization, please remove her and her children from your video. She does not like it. Please. Oh God, you're disgusting. You're worthless, sir. You and your organization.
All right, Devon. Let me take a call.
Yeah,
I know it's upsetting. I'm feeling the vexation.
Good morning, sir.
You see, Nazimbo, when we say Nazimbo okay, it's just okay. Right? Look at what he did to NDC when NDC was in government. All that he wanted was to do was to get leadership of the party. And what he did, he mashed up the whole NDC. He mashed it up. Right? He is the biggest cause of NDC reaching the position now. Right? Because he was the Minister of Finance. Right? And you have the Prime Minister say that he was the best Minister of Finance. A man that they were around you destroying your own party, and you don't looking at people who you see what the man doing. They report to you and they tell what Nazimok is doing to destroy NDC. And you still consider that man to be the best Minister of Finance. That man you love the most, and the one who try to kill you. Because look, Alan Good and Devon, Peter, that want to see that the country go forward, they get rid of them. Because you see, they stand in the way as the leader of the party. So anybody that stands in his way, he will get rid. So, like Malcolm X said, any means necessary. Anything that stands away, brother Sheldon Devon, that's a way of doing things is to get rid of you. You don't care if you have to mash up, destroy, like the role of Satan. The role of Satan is to kill, to steal, and to destroy, to get where you want to reach. Exactly. And brother Sheldon, I want to say, a man like Nas, that don't care about people. Look at the one in Carriacou. You did something to her. She asked you, please, to take out your name from that. You just decide now you're not doing it. You don't see nothing wrong. What is wrong? The one day not give permission to put her picture on the thing. You know, so if she actually take it out.
I don't know, man.
Sheldon Devon, you all have a good morning.
Have a good morning.
God bless you.
Yes.
No, but it shows character shows. As some people say, when you get in a position, it changes you know. Sometimes when you get in a position, it just exposes who you really are.
Really
and the
are.
arrogance of that individual, Victor Nazim Burke, is showing. The arrogance of that individual. But we realize that the reason that the NDC as a political organization had to take this position was because of hard talk. We know. That's why they keep calling my name. They have nightmares. They wake up in the middle of the night and they say, Devon, Sheldon, Devon, Sheldon. The wife had to shake them. Hey, get up. Why you calling them man name? What, you're calling man name in your sleep?
Man name and your woman, you're sleeping right
What's
by
the matter with you?
Oh my God.
They have and the reason is because we will continue to expose things and we'll continue to let you know what even their constituency caretakers have been saying about their political leader.
Boy, I concede Nas constituency. This is a man that argue with me every time we see each other. Boy, I love the party, but I can't take Nas. And I ain't voting for NDC, I just not voting.
Yet they don't like us to expose things like that.
No, they don't.
That was Adrian Persuader Thomas, the constituency caretaker for St. David, speaking at an NDC meeting in New Hampshire on the 24th of May this year. And then you had Joseph Andal,
Deputy Political Leader,
in a meeting in St. Patrick East on the 25th.
Oh, NDC is a good party. Miss Anne is a nice lady. Andal is a good boy. But Nazim, ask them one question. Tell me what Nazim has done wrong.
But you see what he's doing wrong?
Yeah, this is just one of them.
This is one of them. He's doing. So look at it, my friend.
But that is not all. That is not all. Then we had Mr. Patrick Simmons, the constituency caretaker for the constituency of St. Andrew South East, on behalf of the NDC, speaking on behalf of all 4 of them in St. Andrew.
Are you finding, though, that as you talk to people, are there any real concerns about the leadership of your organization?
Of course.
Because it seems to be cropping up a lot.
Of course, you get that feedback all the time. But you have to be able to deal with it. Okay. Now, you will go certain place in the constituency and in the parish, and they will say to you, okay, well, I don't mind voting for you, but I can't vote for Nas. My issue is that, okay, you can't vote for Nas, but in the first instance, it's not Nas you're voting for. You're voting for Simmons, or you're voting for Hilaire, or you're voting for Philip, or Qualis. So, but Nas is a leader. Yes, of course. But I'm saying to you too that if you have strong representation within your parish or within your constituency, then whatever negatives you've seen there, the negatives could be able to be managed. And not only that, we have to take into context too that a lot has been said about the political leader of the National Democratic Congress. And a lot of propaganda is centered around it to make sure that he's been put it, or the face that they want him to represent is a face that is a demon. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that is the individual's problem. Now you're hearing the 4 in St. Andrew, you're hearing the 2 in St. Patrick, you're hearing the 1 in St. David, you're hearing the complaints that when they're going out there, they're meeting resistance. Yeah, the people are putting up resistance. Yeah, I can't sing, so, rain falling already as it is. But yeah, they're hearing the people putting up resistance. Yeah, let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you all doing?
Oh, we're fine.
Great.
Mr. Scott.
Hi, ma'am.
This thing is hurting me so bad, eh? It's a shame and disgrace on this disgusting group. Dr. Mitchell will never meet somebody, even if he's in a poor state, and they would put a problem to him and try to put him on a show. Take pictures of them. He will never do somebody that. And why these people? Huh? If the lady needs help, try to help her. If it's somewhere to live or food she don't have, try to help she and her children.
But that's
put her on a show.
But the thing is this, she never had that conversation with Mr. Burke. All he asked her is which village she's from. She's not destitute. She's not a person.
Everybody don't need food and don't need treasure at the same time.
But she's not destitute or anything like that. The young lady is pretty okay. She's working and everything. And she never made those kind of statements like saying she's not getting medication and all this thing. He superimposed that on the conversation, but that's not the conversation that they had.
Don't put it. You're still having it on show and telling her, don't worry about don't worry about the picture. Don't worry about that. She don't like it. She don't like it. Don't do people that.
He doesn't care. Nazim doesn't care. That's what NDC stands for.
That's a pure disgusting group. They're making people get disgust about it.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It is.
NDC. A good friend of mine tell me that's what NDC means. Nazim doesn't care. So NDC. Nazim doesn't care.
Not even about himself he cares.
Yep.
Okay, have a good day.
Have a good
my
day,
dear.
ma'am.
Because you know what? I see this as something. Suppose you're passing in town and somebody is taking photographs and doing video in town. Because when you look at the news, you know what the news does? You realize when they're showing like people walking through town, they're either showing it from the waist level or they blot out the faces of people passing in town.
Exactly.
Even though legally, because you're in a public place, they can use a video and do that legally. The news stations, GBN, when CC6 was around, and MTV, they don't put you walking and thing going there. They blot out your face, or they take the video from the waist down, showing people walking in town, also at an angle that you can't really make out who it is.
Exactly.
The back of people's head, that kind of thing.
There's a mark of respect and persons.
So they do it. They do the proper thing. Yeah, they understand the laws in relation to it too. They do the proper thing. But if someone is requesting that you take them out at the thing, something that process that take 15 minutes, why you have to be arrogant, high and mighty and just do this thing to them and just refuse to fix the problem? It just takes a few minutes.
That shows, even out of basically government,
which it'll be
right?
forever,
right? Out of government, and he will stay there for a long, you go
permanently.
You understand?
He will stay there permanently.
Even out of government, look at the guy, how he's so arrogant, not to a fellow politician, but a fellow, well, I have to say a fellow constituent, because he's from Karakou. I mean, one of his own. This is how you're going to treat her and her children, and she beg you.
A relative,
Senator.
She's actually a relative, and he
Oh
had to
my
be
God.
asking his own relative, who was at family function before, where he was. He had to be asking his own relative, who they be.
No, Senator Book, I want to ask you one question. If someone was to do something like that to your mother and put her on video, showing some sort of something that is not favorable to you, put yourself in that position, what will you do? I ask that to you, sir. What will you do? And you are a lawyer. Oh my God, sir, you despicable. You unconscionable.
Let's the other thing, let's just ask us before we go to that, let's take a call.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What you saying, Sheldon?
Hey, morning.
Yeah, man. What Patrick just said there, you get that all the time. Not that he said in the tape, the clip.
If he said what?
He said something that you get that all the time when he say when Brenda asked him.
Yeah, you get that all the time when they go out in the constituency.
Well, nice. But if you know nice, man, I find Patrick for that way.
The man talk
all the time, man.
But the man talking the truth.
He ain't lying.
No way, you're Razi man, the one.
Hey, the truth should
Yeah,
know.
but you really up there, boy. I was impressed with the elderly citizens not talk there, boy. What?
Granny, get them, man.
Yeah, that was my girl at the day.
The person who shared that meeting in that room, I don't know if she was in Karakou. What that woman, boy? I tell you. She good, man. She could well articulate, man. I tell you.
Wendy
Very
Edmonds.
good. I was impressed. I was really impressed. But you know, my girl is Skita.
Yes.
That's my girl. I like that one. I like that. I like that one. She just want to sit and be honest with her. She impressed me.
So I hope that you have gotten as many people who were not registered.
I just go and mobilize a lot to her.
All right,
I just mobilize a lot to her.
Right.
My home alone, we are 9 here.
Because
nice.
St. Andrews is 4 women going to the House of Representatives.
Okay.
Yes, boss.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
And let me tell you all this. We could like the 4 lovely ladies on the wall behind us. We could love Kindra Matthew and Stewart in Karakou. We could love Senator Pamela Moses up there in St. Patrick East. We could love Brother Boson. We could love all of the candidates. You know, somebody will call and say, I don't call the candidate. But we could love all of the candidates. And all of the candidates cover everybody else whose name I didn't call in this wrong. Because when you start calling and you stop, things happen. But if we do not go out and mobilize and register, then believe me, when election day comes, when you have people that support you that can't vote, you can't win.
Yep.
Yeah? And at the same token, we say to those of you in the National Democratic Congress, come home.
Please.
The house is open.
It's prepared.
Come home. We know many of you. You're out there, you know. And you're listening. And you're hearing. You're hearing what is taking place in the NDC. What is taking place in the NDC is no resurgence. You ain't seen no group of people from all over come within the NDC and try to make it a more vibrant organization. You're not seeing no set of people leave the NNP and go over to the NDC. You're not seeing the old hardcore members of the NDC, the people who created that organization, you're not seeing them coming and put themselves forward as the people to move the organization forward. The distancing themselves and the staying in the background. That is a lesson to each and every one of you. All right, at this time we need to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around. 95 we rule this country. The new national party. Dr. Kit administration show plenty progress in my land. Opportunity for the young people. The money program and skills training too. We taking Grenada to a higher level. Concession farmers getting people between me and you. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
Don't stop it at all.
You can't stop it.
Yes, indeed. I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying this. Yeah, all right, thanks. Yeah, just get a message here. Yeah, I'm saying that this type of behavior shouldn't. If somebody is in an NNP something and the person says, listen, I would prefer not to be in it, I'd prefer to opt out of that, and so you go ahead and you remove the person. It doesn't take long, it's just a few minutes to do that. Yeah? And I try to look at it from this perspective. Suppose you're in town with your child. They come and they take some video of you and your child or a photo of you and your child. Even with your consent, you may say, okay, can I take a photo of you and that beautiful baby? Oh, okay, no problem. And they take that photo of you and your baby. And next thing, you're passing by Andal, by the terminal, and you see a big up on the video screen a picture of you with your child saying, with a message saying, reduce mother-to-child transmission of HIV. How would you feel? You didn't know anything about that. All you know is that you gave them permission to take a picture. Let's say that you gave them permission, that they didn't just snap it. And you see this big video there now with you and your child, your pretty child, big eyes watching. Reduce mother-to-child HIV transmission, etc., etc., etc. Because not everybody start to watch you, and they start to watch your child in a next light. Consider it like that.
Consider it like that. Look the harsh way.
Consider it like that.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello?
Good
Hi, morning.
Good morning, boss.
Hey, morning. How you doing?
I'm good for now. How about you?
Quite fine.
Yes. Well, I was looking at an ad, and it was on the television where Mr. Burke was speaking of himself and where he formed and different stories.
Mm-hmm.
And in a part of it, he said he believed in who qualify gets this job.
Then how he could send the guy in Karaku as a candidate. He basically telling the guy in Karaku he don't respect him.
Not even that. I think Mr. Buck is the first time he speaks the truth. But he doesn't want to come to terms that he don't qualify for the job he's looking for. You understand me? He speaks the truth, but not even want to recognize it himself that he doesn't qualify for the job he want to put himself up for now.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be the Prime Minister of this country. Make the comparison that he's saying who qualify. He and Dr. Mitchell, who are the two? In the two, who are more qualified to really do the job that he really want to run down Dr. Mitchell about now? The ad is a correct one, but Mr. Buck must come to terms that he doesn't qualify. So he speak about let who qualify get a job. Who qualifies is doing the work right now. He want to get rid of who is qualified to put himself, which he has already proven in instances where he was not quite the leader, but very close to the leader. All those are the things give indications if you're able to do a job, You don't necessarily have to be, you could be in a team. You're not the captain, but certain things may throw out to you and ask you as of ideas. How could we go about to get this team working? Because we're having difficulties. We ain't winning a game and everything. And you're just saying, man, I don't know how to do, no, I don't know how to see. But you're on the team. Then how come would they see you at any time to be a captain of the team? When you cannot even give a little advice to the captain. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I want to make. So the RDT out there now is speaking of himself, but to me, he does not understand it. I don't know if something kind of going wrong with the head right about now. Something must have gone wrong somewhere. I was speaking about the program with the government, the structural adjustment program. I heard Mr. Brook in his words said that he doesn't believe 3 years is enough for the program. The program deserves more than 3 years if they want it to be a successful program, and if the purpose of the program is really what they say it is to be, it should be 5 to 10 years. So the 3 years that the government was put in, he wasn't seeing it to be quite enough, because he believed Dr. Mitchell might have doing the 3 years because he's afraid to go through an election with such a program on. But yet for all, Mr. Buck, on the outskirts, giving people a next impression. Question would ask to him, if so much of taxes is on the people and the people are burdened with taxes, if you should come into government now, which are the taxes you want to move immediately that the people would be eased? I just keep saying they are under burdened. He doesn't have a clue which one he would remove instantly. I mean, you out there, you the opposition, you keep crying on the people are overburdened with taxes. And a question like that should ask to you by the media. You should quickly able to tell them which one or two or three you want to remove, because you keep crying they are burdened. But yet for all, almost want to be the prime minister, and you yet for all don't know which one you go take out yet. So which means he just keep playing games with people and only believing that this thing they call education and intelligence is among a few people. So the rest of people out there is stupid. You could tell them anything, anytime, anyhow. They're easy to tie up without worry yourself. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
That is how he operates. But I think the Grenadian people are very much wise than that. I think we wouldn't be fooled as perhaps we made a mistake in 2008, which I believe we don't want to go down the road and castigate and get hot over the 2008 election, but we came back and correct it in 2013. And I think after you had correct a mistake, you would not go back and repeat it again. I assure you that. You have a nice day, boss.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So we're all getting insights into the character of the individual. Yeah? They could say what they want about me. I look like I running for any office.
Neither me, I don't run for
They
no
can say what
office.
they want. I don't care. Anytime they step out of line, because according to Delma Thomas, when you leave these things, all you have is your character. Eh? So when they step out of line, go and deal with them. Yeah?
We'll deal with them. And just as we're on the subject, just a warning, a friendly warning to those of you out there, right, who continue to send and make all kind of foolish remarks about my position and and I moving from NDC to NNP. And you know who you are and what you say. But hey, it's a democracy, right? We have run, it's not a dictatorship. You have the right, to say what you want. But anytime any one of you comes close to my family, that will be the end of it. And I'm letting you guys know. Yeah, you come after me, yes, fine. Say what you want about me. Truthfully, untruthfully, doesn't matter. But please, I'm begging you all to stay away from my family. Right? That's just a warning for those of you who are doing it and you know who you are. All right? I'm just letting you know. Friendly warning. We all Grenadians. All right? And I think we all want to see Grenada move forward and to prosper. That is why persons like myself and the majority of Grenadians are in the house of the NNP.
And you see, that's why you could smile.
Oh, definitely I can smile. I'm
When you
relaxed.
when you look at the NDC platform, you see some face soap.
Yeah.
We on radio. I can't show them the face.
Yeah,
but those of you on the video could see the face hard. Like they want to. When they call,
they're disgusting.
When they call the radio programs and I them, keep it chill. And like they're about to get a little cardiac arrest and thing. It's because between like they get about to get cardiac arrest or they constipated and they fighting up by the bowl. Because you don't see them, keep it chill.
And I do it thing.
I just can't understand it.
You don't see it?
And the thing is,
they're vexed when people call here. You know, see them joking and laughing. If we could do a program, but we could be laughing inside here. They want us doing a program, but they're vexed. Like when they finish that, you could imagine that they go and strap themselves and check their blood pressure. They have to go and drink rum for the whole day in town. Because they're stressed out.
I mean, come on, man. We all Grenadians. I think most of us are fighting a cause to ensure Grenada moves forward. Right? We may have different directions as to get there. But my God, you don't have to get on like that. You don't have to show that arrogance towards your own people to achieve that. No, my brothers.
But let's say this once again. So all the present members of the National Democratic Congress, the door is open.
Oh, it's always open.
The door is open.
Well, I can't say it's open. We shouldn't say it's open, you know. We took down the hinges of the door and removed it. So we have a wider space.
For more people.
Yes, for more people.
We have a
to enter. Good morning and welcome.
Yes.
Good.
Caller, you may have to call back or come closer to your phone because I'm not hearing you in my headphones.
Okay.
Hello?
Is this hard talk?
Yes, it is hard talk. But I'm barely hearing you, which means that the listeners on the outside, they won't hear you. Hello? Oh, but caller, you'd have to give us a call back.
Try
because I think it's the connection. I'm not hearing you clearly in my headphones. And once I'm not hearing you clearly, I'm positive nobody outside there is hearing a word you're saying. And it would be unfair to them. So give us a call back, all right?
And we would really love to hear a contribution, you know? Yeah, you know, so I sometimes I wonder as Grenadians, I mean, why some of us want to go the route where we antagonize ourselves and others just to, you know,
listen,
to prove
I have a lot of friends who in the NDC.
Of course.
So what happened? I'm supposed to be upset with them. I'm supposed to be vexed with them. I'm not supposed to speak with them. I have friends who may not be the type that go out to an NDC rally and put on a T-shirt. But when election time comes, they'd vote for the NDC. And they and me are very good friends. And we sit and we discuss things in an amicable manner. We don't cuss each other and all kind of things. Most times I win the argument though. But anyway, we sit and we argue points and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because
we sometimes we just agree to disagree because we are all Grenadians. Yeah? And therefore, we ought not to hold in our heart any anger, because the heart of the NDC is a heart of deceit. The heart of the NDC is a heart of anger. The heart of the NDC is a heart of malice. And I'm speaking here about the executive, not you rank and file members. Because that is what the symbol is beginning to represent. Yeah. When you can take a Sunday, and that's why I was speaking about listening to Shaggy earlier, and you heard one lady saying what she experienced with Senator Burke and another individual coming there. And instead of coming to say to the people, okay, we are listening to you to hear what it is you believe are some of the major issues within your area, within your village, within your constituency, and within Grenada. And how can we help address that? And these are our plans. Instead of coming with that, they ain't even go in town, you know. They go up in Northeast and attacking Peter. How are you afraid Peter so?
Peter running up there.
Peter ain't running up in North. All afraid he come up there. All what Toby come and get Claude at the cocktail in town and Peter come up there.
He living in the Northeast.
Wherever Peter go, all again the election. So if all they wanted, just ask for it and we'll send him. Yeah, once we tell him, look, hey, Pedro, we think we need you up there. He come in, no?
And I really would like to know who is that woman that keeps calling Senator Peter David a communist. I would really love to know her.
So what?
We'll have a conversation.
So what if he's a communist?
You understand?
Let me say this, No, let's be honest here, Devon. Let's be honest here. So what if he's a communist? When you look, world. No, but when you look at Grenada and Grenadians' history, at one point in time, everybody was comrade. Everybody was comrade. Because we were in the People's Revolution, and even after that, you have many persons out there who are former members of the PRA, the People's Revolutionary Army, who worked in the public service during the point in time of the revolution, that may have left-leaning ideologies.
Ain't nothing wrong with
but
that.
They are Grenadians. So what is wrong if a person has a Marxist or Leninist or communist or socialist ideology or conservative ideology? The New National Party is a conservative party. Yeah. I myself am a conservative. I'm not left-leaning. But I respect my brothers. I respect my brothers. So at the end of the day, it shows how the New National Party is a melting pot of everything that is Grenadian. It's a melting pot of the people who were there with Sir Eric Matthew Gary. You have people like Mr. Ashton Frame, who was actually a parliamentary secretary, a senator within the Eric Matthew Gary government, who is a senior member of the New National Party right now, and he was part of Gary's government as a young fellow with the fro. You must see one of them pictures one of these days, see Mr. Frame in the fro.
Morning, Mr. Frame.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Frame. See Mr. Frame in the fro there and thing. Only thing I didn't see is he put up his hand and get the black power signal and thing, you know. But yeah, so you have people like him. You have people who were members of the former revolutionary government, yeah, and the party, who are now members of the New National Party. Yeah, Devon was a soldier. You have people like Pedro, who was a soldier and who was involved in the government and that sort of thing. But in the NDC, you had the man who was the Minister of Finance.
But they ain't talking about that.
The man who was the Minister of Finance during the worst period of the government. In other words, when the thing get hot, the man who went in the Ministry of Finance and sat down with the money there.
For 9 days. And he could have said no, you know. He could have said no.
The man went there. The man become the minister at that point in time.
He like that.
And he stand up there and watching other people and call them leftists.
It was no wonder why the Prime Minister continued to ask, our Prime Minister Dr. Mitchell continued to ask, why is it that this man only likes one job? But only the Ministry of Finance he's interested in.
But not only that, Devon, on the wider question of this thing about who is communist and who is this and who is that, it shows the nature of the New National Party that, as I said, the people who were in the Garyite days, the people who were there in the revolutionary days, the people who were part of every government coming up to this point in time, people who had even left the NNP and came back into the New National Party. And it shows the strength of the New National Party as an organization, that it can take people with different views and have all of them in the same camp without a set of falling out, and this one had to run and that one had to run, and you had to call a convention and fire 12 and 13 people. It shows the strength of the New National Party. Not the weakness, it shows the strength of the New National Party, that there can be opposing views in relation to issues and even ideology within the organization, that we respect each other people's perspective, whether it be on politics, whether it be on a social issue, whether it be even on a spiritual issue, that we can respect people's constitutional rights to have differing opinions and views. That is the strength and the beauty of the New National Party, which is why we can say to those people who were within the ranks of the NDC, come home to the NNP. Because the NNP was the party that the NDC come from.
Oh, yeah.
So we are basically saying to you, come home. You have not strayed too far from home that it is impossible for you to return home.
Very close.
Come home to the New National Party. You're seeing candidates that have love, that care about you, that care about their community, that care about Grenada, that care about people. That if somebody, one of them, were to end up in a situation like you hear at Mr. Burke, immediately they'll deal with it.
But you know what's baffling me? I would like anyone to call or even argue with me and to tell me, right? I mean, name me a country or party that is communist.
I mean, come on.
And they know, I'm throwing a question out there to those of them who know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean...
But let me ask something again, Devon. Communist, conservative, left-leaning, right-leaning.
What's the difference, really?
It's an argument from the 1960s, the 19... Let's even go to the 1930s, going up to the 1990s. Until the entire thing broke apart in the 1990s with this ideology. Even in Jamaica, even in Jamaica, where you have the PNP being a left-leaning and the JLP being a right-leaning party. At the end of the last election, one of the candidates on the PNP side had to actually come and ask for them to return to ideology as a way of fighting elections in Jamaica. Because more important than the ideology were the issues and how these issues affect the people, and which party had the better plan to address those issues to the benefit of the people. And I think that's the main thing. Yeah? All right, 440-7377. Let's check the phone line. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. Lord of mercy.
Yes, sir.
At one time, I could have choose the time I get into calling you all. Now I have to call whenever I get in. That's what it is. Now, Mr. Scott, I really called this morning here to make an apology to my Northwest constituency. But before I get into that, I want to say, Mr. Scott, I am a socialist, but I am the China kind of socialist, meaning that we're going to use most of the policies, procedures, and principles of the socialist system, but we will incorporate the capitalist way of making money into that system in order to take care of our people. So I cannot speak for the rest, but I am a socialist. You know, I believe that we say like our education system, based on the amount of assistance that is given to students and parents nowadays, I believe that we should able to control this education system from kindergarten all the way up to university. I believe that university should be free too, because I believe that based on our human resources here, we should be able to export our human resources just like Cuba do to the rest of the world, and have some kind of remittance coming back in that will further develop the country. So I am a proud socialist, and I have no problem with that. For example, like teachers, I believe we should pay teachers properly. Give teachers a salary whereby they would not have to go out and look for another part-time job. But at the same time, they must deliver. They must teach. Children must learn, and they must deliver. You understand? But at the same time, we will give them, everything, the resources and salaries that is needed, whereby they can perform. I believe in that. We should pay our police properly. We should pay our medical staff properly. You know what I mean? Let this kind of jobs be an enviable job. But when you come in there, brothers and sisters, you must perform. If you know you don't want to be there, then this is not for you. No, Mr. Scott, listen, sometimes I find you and Devon shy away from the reality of the situation. Let's not shy away from a foregone conclusion that we know. The numbers is not in favor of the NDC, and it is impossible for the NDC to win. All what we have to do is to continue to register people and make sure that on election day, our supporters go out there and vote. And that's all we need. They could do what they want with social media. They could have things popping up every time you turn on your TV, your radio, social media. It is important that we should let them know. It's important that we let them know that they can't win. The numbers does not stack up in their favor. They could say what they want. They could do what they want. They could rail up and down. They can't win. That's the bottom line. Now, Mr. Scott, I'm going to tell you, I apologize to my Northwest constituency because on Sunday, I did not feel that I delivered what I really had supposed to do. And my reasons for saying this is that when I was introduced on stage, after I had my speech well prepared, but just when I was introduced, the rain came. And in the process, the sheet of paper that I had my speech on got wet.
Oh, no.
But the excitement of the audience and the response that I received from the crowd, it was so overwhelming that I got thrown off and they put me into a campaign mood of production, so to speak. So, yeah. So for that, I apologize. But Mr. Scott, listen to this, eh? Yeah. This is just part of what I had us to see. I get into it like this. I was born and raised in the villages of Lafayette and Mount Horn. I am a former member of the NDC, but today I am a dedicated and committed supporter of the NNP. Brothers and sisters, we came here from the Northwest constituency in our hundreds and thousands to show our support for the endorsement of the Honorable Mrs. Delma Thomas as a representative for the Northwest constituency. Brothers and sisters, Ms. Thomas is a woman of impeccable character. Ms. Thomas is not an ordinary woman. She is an extraordinary woman. Why? Because she did not follow the path where it leads, but instead she gone where there is no path and leave a trail. And so this evening, I, together with the hundreds of us that came here from the Northwest constituency, we fully endorse Mrs. Thomas as the representative for the Northwest constituency in St. Andrews. And we will make sure, come election evening, the Northwest constituency will be delivered in the column of the new National Party. Mr. Scott, I was not able to say that because the excitement that I saw in the crowd, and how well I was received, I'm telling you.
I believe you panic.
It was so overwhelming that if people find me repeating myself, it was so overwhelming that for a while, I just could not have think in a cohesive way. So if you find me get into a campaign style of mood, what I would call the campaign production, I humbly apologize to my brothers and sisters in the Northwest constituency. But the bottom line is that does not change the fact that on the evening of election, the Northwest constituency will be delivered in the column of the new National Party. Brothers and sisters, to you, Devon and Mr. Scott, have a pleasant morning.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother.
A wonderful day.
All right. Yeah. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's your number.
347-329-3101.
I just need to speak about this one. It's a little off the politics for a short while, but I just saw it pop up on my Facebook feed again, and it's important to let you know. There are quite a few pages that are popping up on Facebook and now on Instagram by persons who are giving the impression that they're Africans, but I believe some of them are people right here in Grenada throwing up some little red herrings in and between to try and give you the impression that it's coming from outside of Grenada. But I honestly believe most of these are coming from right here, and I'll get back to that. Let's just give the phone line some priority. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My brother, this is the voice of Carrico calling.
All right, Carrico.
Yes, sir, good morning.
Morning. Not Bonfield, lad, huh?
Yes, sir, it is.
Bonfield, me and you are no friend.
Well, listen, I ain't going to that, because me and you bet never vex.
Bonfield eat all the cuckoo.
Well, yes. Sorry about that. Next time we'll save some for you.
All right, my brother.
How is it going?
Very well, very well. I'm enjoying your program, and I need to commend you both, my brothers, and of course, Grenada on the whole. I enjoy it because this is something that I believe that is lacking in the politics of our country. As you talk about, where you came from and where we started politically, I have been a GNP supporter at the very inception of getting involved in the politics. And in 1990, I became the candidate for the Grenada United Labour Party. So I moved from one extreme to the next. And I'm saying this as to say, in the early days, I didn't want to hear anything about Gary at all. I never knew him. But I can say this today, that I have developed over the years the greatest admiration and respect for Sir Eric Matthew Gary. He's my father politically, and I am not ashamed. I am very proud to say that. But we're moving forward now, and I have been a member of the New National Party for several years now. And I believe there is no comparison between NDC. It just so happened that we are in the politics of Grenada together, but there is no comparison between the NDC and the NNP. There is no comparison whatsoever. I mean, if you look at what the party stands for, the leadership of our party, and now I just want to fast forward because there is so much to talk about, but I want to focus my attention on our constituent here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Now, we have been quiet for a while, and I must say this as we move on. I have developed the greatest respect and admiration for Kendra Mathurin Stewart. Because from the very day she became the caretaker of this constituency, she became a dad boat. Everybody's been throwing that, saying all negative things about her. But I believe...
Well, not everybody. It's only one set of people that have been doing that, and especially one radio program over there.
Well, now they're very quiet, though. They seem to lose their sting. Because
no, they received a dose of shut up. That's what happened to them. They get a good dose of shut up.
Because my belief is the truth has a way of revealing itself. Now, I am prepared to be the forerunner simply because taking all factors into consideration, before Jesus came, John went out and spoke about the one to come. Well, I would say this to the NDC and the NDC supporters here in Carriacou. They have not seen, neither have they heard the best that we have. We are in a position where we move about, candidly, but we are minding our business. And our business here in Carriacou, I believe, is to understand the importance of having good and effective representation. That we have had in all our previous leaders. We've had that in Nicholas Brafford, although we have, differences. We've had that in Hubert Blaze, and Nimrod has done his very best over the years. But what I see in Kendra is the future, the direction in which we believe our country should go, and the women of this nation in particular should be very proud, especially here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Kendra is a shining light, and I believe that she would do very well and provide the kind of a leadership that is needed in our constituency to bring all segments of our society together, work together, build together, and stand together. This is our motto, and I just want to say again to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, stand firm, and to my brothers and sisters down in Big City, I guess you know where the Big City is, right? Right. I refer to this as the country Statsmango connection. You wouldn't know about that. But it's something that we are very proud of here in Carriacou. When the people of St. Andrews stand with us over the years, it go way before my time. But it's something that we are very proud of. The relationship we have in these two areas, no other part of the country share that. And I, being the ambassador here in Carriacou, I can stand and see that we are very proud of our brothers and sisters in St. Andrews. I look at the activities over the weekend, and I feel very, very proud, and I'm humbled to say that we're moving on.
Okay. Bonfil, we'd like to thank you so very much, my brother, and we hope to hear from you a little more regular.
Well, yes. You're going to be hearing from me. What I've been doing, I've been sitting quietly, but I begin to oil them injectors.
Okay.
And all cylinders are firing. So you're going to be hearing from us.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
Thanks again, and God bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and one thing, next time I come in Karaku, leave me cuckoo alone. Leave me cuckoo alone. All right? Yeah, leave me cuckoo alone. Next thing, Bonfield go and eat man cuckoo and all kind of thing again. Yeah. You understand? Boy, hey, you know what happened, boy? Some people asking to hear that. I'm trying to see where I have it.
And we have a request too for some more clips.
Some more clips? One more clips
then? Clips, just play the clips, man. Play the clips.
I can't play this whole thing. I'll play piece of it. I play a piece of this thing. I can't play the whole thing.
Facebook say the yellow parties out there begging for vote and money from the poor and the greedy, like they have bad memory. Let's go. Why this Grenadian politics full of kicks? Some politicians full of tricks. I spoil the country, all man want to fix. It's right there on the village block. With all the old politics talk, we become so wise and intelligent. We are now great political students. We are political scientists. We do political analysis, so don't bother come trick us with this. No more economic crisis. But right now I'm baffled. Seems like Grenada in a raffle. Yellow people want another chance. They're begging for one more dance. So let's give them another blind.
No, the one Grenadians cry.
Let's give them another blind.
You're mad, the one Grenadians die.
Why this politics thing?
You see, if we go into that, I'll take up the rest of the program. Maybe we go leave it alone. We'll play it at the end.
Get carried away.
We'll play it at the end. All your soul, we go play it at the end.
We know it's captive.
Get some word for not playing that thing Sunday, you know, boy. I get some word. Goodness gracious. 440-7377 and
347-329-3101.
Special good morning to our Karaku and Pidimatnik family and all of you there on the live who might be very upset with us. Teresa, Maduro, hey, Deepo, Vilma, Betty, Gloria.
The Windward 4.
The Windward 4.
Yes.
Yeah, the Windward 4. Hey, Tanil, good morning to you. Good morning, Rihanna and Hannah. Yeah, good morning to you all. Neil, good morning, Aloma. And, hey, Judd. Morning, Judd. Yeah, Kathy. Kathy was there from very early this morning. Kathy was around.
And while we was in
Miss Mac. Yeah, lovely Mac, yeah.
Miss Decoto, Carol Decoto, good morning.
Yeah.
All those up there at
Cousin Caitlin, morning.
Yes. And
Cousin Laurel, morning.
Cousin Laurel.
Yeah, Cousin Caitlin and Cousin Laurel, morning.
Hey,
Cousin Stanal, morning.
Send me some of them barbecue, what they call it, the lambi girl.
Cousin Bossy, morning.
Send them some of that lambi, barbecue lambi.
But you see what I start to roll out that cousin list, you know I can't go Karaku now. Because I'm leaving out a lot of names there, boy.
My partner with the black wine and my partner with the corn flour and
Lando.
Yes, man. All these guys. Hey, and our good friend Jack and the young lady.
Yeah, DJ Jack.
Yeah, man.
DJ Jack and Lisa.
Yeah,
and Linton. Linton not be too busy these days, but I can't see Linton on our update. Linton, a very good fella.
So, hey, Karaku and Pity Matnik, special good morning to you coming from me. You know, I enjoyed myself up there. You know, it was, the warmth and so. Hey, and the ladies at the breakfast bar. What's the name again?
I can't remember the name of the place, man.
Naz, help us, no, Naz.
Not that Naz, eh?
No, we ain't talking about Naz, you know. We ain't talking about V-Buck, you know.
Across on the credit union right there.
Yeah, across by the credit union there, man. Those lovely ladies.
Eh? Kayak Cafe.
Kayak Cafe.
All right, Kayak Cafe. Good morning,
ladies.
Yeah, yes. Good morning to all of you.
And
Devon, right now, Devon campaigning to go back up.
Lorena's restaurant. Hey, my good friend is Sasha.
Yeah,
good morning to you, my
We have a caller.
Good morning, and how you doing?
Yeah, brother, it's morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
Well, I was wondering whose sister you are with today, because I hear the previous caller say that not the last one. You see, brothers and sisters, know who turn?
No, you're talking to everybody.
You're talking to everybody.
Everybody talking
You're funny, you know.
Well, listen.
You're talking to the listeners.
Yes.
You talking to?
The listeners.
The listeners.
Not who in studio.
Okay. I heard You know what? I always tell myself, this NDC people and them don't want no shame, you know. I don't know if you heard Philip Alexander this morning.
We are not
on
fortunate.
GBN to the point. And it came to me like, them men live in a bubble. As if them men were never in office before. And, you know, when you're in opposition, you could see all the things that need to be done. And that is exactly what happened prior to 2008. Those men see everything wrong. When they come in power, they wasn't able to fix it. You know, and same rhetoric you hear now, that we're talking to professionals and we're looking at how to solve the problem and so forth and so on. Remember, it was only a little 4.5 years ago. I mean, the damage that they caused to people's mind have not even been erased yet. You know, and you come back with the same rhetoric, something that prior to 2008 the NDC would have won on, and people were convinced that they were going to be a different party at the time compared to the NNP. And I think Hamlet put it that way. When they came to power, it's like a night of exciting sex, and then when you figure it out, it boils down to nothing. You know? So, this whole rhetoric about they've been talking to professionals, and they have a plan, and for agriculture,
who's them
for
professional?
jobs, you know.
Giles
It's just,
Dixon
and you know, people are getting fed up of hearing these old talk, you know, because for the amount of time they've been saying that, they're really not making no traction with the population. You know, people are being turned off by the constant old rhetoric. You know, which doesn't make sense, because while they're talking to professionals, as they say, and while they're planning what to do, the NNP is actually doing it. You know, I remember you put up one day, you or somebody put up one day on Facebook that, let's suppose when they come there is nothing to fix. What is it that they're going to do? You know? So, I just want to continue to tell persons really to get registered. As far as I see, what you're seeing or hearing from the NDC is a carbon of what NDC really used to be years ago. Is not, you know, nobody should really take them serious looking at the track record, you know, and that people really understand who is actually doing the work and getting things done in Grenada. It's not perfect. We still have a lot to do. But if you compare the 4.5 years of the NDC and the 4.5 years of the NNP, while the NNP have achieved a lot, but it shows that there is a high level of unity with and Ajamu said it best, unity is strength. If you have unity within your ranks, you could achieve anything, you know, compared to the fighting and infighting that was happening within the NDC. Remember one time, Devon, every Monday morning somebody asking who resigned today? Or they hear that person resign, or
every Monday morning after cabinet.
While all that was happening, the political leader of the NDC today quietly watching, you know, and hoping, in my estimation, that go for long and he go for long in his hands, you know, and I say he's in the right place now, bullseye. You know, nobody wants him nowhere else than where he is. In one breath, he should thank the Prime Minister, and the other breath, he should feel sorry, because
Prime Minister will let him go.
Next election will be the end of his political career.
All right, my brother.
All right. So, all the best.
You generous saying it today.
All right. Take care.
Yes. Devon, I started saying something. We took a call, and it slipped me totally. Now, there are these fake Instagram and Facebook pages going around in the name of the Prime Minister. Now, we've been able to get rid of the majority of them, but these people are persistent because they're making money off of it from unsuspecting people. Let me explain something to you, right? And understand this. If it seems too good to be true, it always is. Hello? If it seems too good to be true, it always is. Right? The individuals have been contacting people and talking about a United Nations fund. My goodness, for 3 years, we've been saying it on this program. GBN News do it, CC6 News do it, MTV News do it. We put up things on Facebook. Don't send them your money. It does not exist. So if you're seeing the Prime Minister of Grenada sound like he have time just before a general election to sit down on a Facebook page and message anybody to tell them about a United Nations fund, there is no United Nations fund. Who here tell others? Because some of you, you're hearing us saying that, and you're still saying, oh, they're trying to get it for themselves, they don't want me get none. And then you're going and send your money. I've heard an instance, the last instance I heard about 4 days ago was an individual that sent $600 US to these. We could come and donate that to Hard Talk.
Yeah, you can do Hard Talk.
Come and do it, put up a different banner, a new banner.
Yeah, some more banner
yeah.
and everything like that. I mean, we need
but
that money.
$600 US that this individual would have lost.
Christmas money, you know.
They come and they send that to a account. They don't know who they send it to. They don't know who is the people. They contact them on Facebook. This one said there was, I think they said they were the Prime Minister of Grenada. The Prime Minister of Grenada don't have time to be on Facebook messaging people about United Nations Fund. Minister Yolande Bain Hosford does not have time to be on Facebook messaging anybody about any programs. And none of the government ministers. So anybody approaches you, number one, they will not be adding people to their personal profiles at this time. So don't expect to get any invite from the Prime Minister or any on Instagram and on Facebook. And so don't expect to be getting any invites from them trying to add you as a friend on Facebook or Instagram. That's one. Two, if you already have one of these people like that there and they start speaking to you about United Nations funded programs, immediately delete the person and report the profile. Copy the messages that they're sending in relation to this United Nations funding thing. Copy the messages, get it to me. Because we have to get these things to the FIU, because in my mind, I do not believe some of them are Africans, but I do not believe all of these are Africans that are doing this. I believe it is being done by individuals here in Grenada who are trying to raise money for whatever, but individuals here in Grenada who are doing that and trying to give the face like it's Africans that are trying to scam Grenadians. Yeah? So please take note, because I heard it again within the last few days and I feel very sorry for that individual. $600 US. And even worse than that. And I must commend the staff down there at MoneyGram and the staff down there at Western Union. I must commend the staff at MoneyGram and at Western Union. Because when you come to send money and they realize this kind of funny thing taking place, they do ask questions. And some people ain't listening. They're trying to explain to you, don't send that money. This is a scam. And some of you find like they're trying to block your progress because the people tell you they're giving you $40,000, but you have to send $600. Come on, does that make sense to you? That people who have $40,000 US to give to you need you to send $600 US to them before they could send you the $40,000 US. So why can't they just take that $600 US from it? Yeah, and send the rest of the money to you. They're taking out, anybody could go on the computer and print something looking like a check. So they're going and they're printing out things looking like a check, printed out in your name, and sending a photo of that to you, and some are you sending money to these people. Again, please do not be taken in by these scams. You never know, it could be up to hundreds of thousands of dollars would have left this island this year alone in those sort of scams. People generally don't report it. So you can't come up with an actual figure to say it's this amount or that amount. I know of $600 within the last week. And the person sit down well thinking that they're going and get $40-something thousand. No. Yeah, nothing to get. No. But it is a lesson to the rest of you. So those of you that are listening via Facebook, following us via Facebook right now, please pass the message on to your friends and family using Facebook. Because remember, and these guys make money. That's why they're persistent at it. If you were to trap 10 people within a week. 10. So they're sending out these things to thousands of people. If they were to only trap 10 in 1 week, remember they make 6,000 US. Yeah? 6,000 US. If they could only trap 10 people in a week. So they are making money off of the scam. And that's why they're continuing to do it.
Lots of money.
But we have to know what is happening there. Yeah? We have to understand, know what's taking place there, and not follow up on these sort of things. Please, I'm pleading with you all.
Also, another warning for all of us. I mean, this is the festive season and so on. I want, and the Royal Grenada Police Force, in its regular briefing, and as usual, the holiday briefings and so on, warning persons will inform and sensitize persons of the counterfeit money that usually circulates around these festive times, right? So I just want to sensitize and put persons on notice. Be careful, right? And pay attention to your spending patterns and so on, and don't get caught, because there are a lot of scams outside there, right? We don't want you to lose your hard-earned money. Remember, we just came out under a homegrown structural adjustment program. So the little benefits that we have to use it wisely.
And
right?
In addition to that, as we're going into the festive season, as Devon has just rightly pointed out, and one listener I had saw me over the weekend and he said, Sheldon, remember this one. But before I go on to it, let's just take this call quickly. Good morning.
Morning, Sheldon.
Morning, Kami.
And Devon.
Good morning, Kami.
I can't hear all you. I just called my guest, Yeah.
Where you
Tomorrow's
there?
my birthday.
We know.
Tomorrow's a big day. I think Grenville.
Oh, she here?
Yes, she doing it.
she here. She up there doing it here, boy.
Yes. I'm in Grenville. So just, I want to say good morning to all the friends. Patty, good morning, and Matthew, good morning in Canada, and Mr. Watt, Mr. The Carnage Passy,
Depot.
I want to say hi to every one of them. You know, and Sheldon,
yes,
a lot of people listening, anybody that comes and leave the stool and thing outside, I go be down in a while.
All right.
You know?
Okay.
So I want new customers then to know, coming down a little later. Okay?
All right, there.
Yes.
Okay,
and you all have a blessed day.
You too.
Same to you, my dear.
I'm not hearing all you know. I just call by guess because the way we can't get you up here. And I have a friend in St. Paul that one of your old listeners for the past few months, she's not getting she's not getting you at all.
Whoa.
I don't know what's wrong with them, or there's something wrong with the antenna or something, you know?
We'll have to check that out.
Did you listen to Mr. Philip this morning and with Brenda?
I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing.
I saw you didn't listen to that, yeah.
No, I'll listen it later. I have it. I'll listen
You
it
will
later.
listen later?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, my dear.
So everybody have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Well, you know, I was kind of holding it down because no tomorrow is the day. Gifts are accepted. You all could pass by and drop the gift. Gifts are accepted.
You could drop it here. You could drop it directly to her down at the terminal.
Yeah, she go be there. You could pass.
Special good morning to all the hair beauticians, the beauty salons around Grenada, and so to all you young ladies and men, who involved in the beauty salon business, and so the barbers, the hairdressers. Hey, big up and good morning to all of you.
And let me just run back to that point I was about to make before we took the call. There is continuing that situation where people are spiking drinks.
Oh, yeah.
So Christmas is coming up. We have the habit of going around and being a little more relaxed at Christmas time and that sort of thing. But particularly, and it is not just when you go out to a nightclub or you're going to a nightclub and you're hanging out and somebody bring a drink and they throw it in it for you. It could be in any sort of social gathering. Yeah, it could be in any sort of social gathering. Because there are things that these guys research on the internet that can be sold over the counter that are being used to do these things. So the bottom line is, do not accept, male or female, do not accept open drinks from people. Unless you was there, you see it buy, you see it pour, even food. Be very careful about just accepting food from people at functions.
And you know,
be careful.
One of the things that that we could do if we have the information, if we can point out a list of the drugs or the potential things that could cause, you know, persons to...
afraid. Because if I point it out, those with bad intent will go and take it and use it. So I ain't going to point it out. Because you have those who might be of good intent, that they see a person with that and they start a thing, but you also have those with malintent that would say, look, oh, that's what others used to do that, let me try it out, and may go and get the pills and so on and try to use it to do that. So we don't want to give them the manual on how to do it, eh?
Well, not how to do it, but you know,
how to avoid it.
Yeah, and how to avoid it. See, because we need
to look for.
We need to help educate our young people in particular.
Just in case, the safest thing, don't take open drinks on people. I ain't going to educate you on how to do it. Don't take open drinks on people.
And the thing is, even if we continue saying that, warning persons, but when we get relaxed and when we get the first 2 or 3 drinks, and so I see the young ladies and the young men, teenagers, and so, I mean, they're out of control when they drink 2 beers or some, I mean, come on. Yo, young people, I'm speaking directly to you. Not just because it's the festive season, but you need to take control of your life, right? In the patterns, the things that you do that is harmful to you, and not just to you, but your family and to the country, right? We must pay attention and be cautious of some of the things that we do.
You see, we can't only speak politics on this program because we're both fathers.
Oh, yes.
We both have children. And it's important for us to protect not only our own children, but other people's children as well. I mean, I have male children. He has female children, male children, lot of children.
And grandchildren.
Yeah.
Proud of them.
So we have to be very careful.
Very, very careful.
Of how we put the information out there and so on. And we won't just speak politics. Don't expect Hard Talk to just be about politics and politics and politics. As a caring political organization, the new National Party will ensure that you have this information to protect yourself and protect your families and so on. And also, we will tell you something like the lotto prize is 350,000.
As soon as we
we done, I kind of had
to I had him down, and so I know who catching me, but
I'm kind of had to go and get my lotto ticket.
Well, I mean, the lotto is still tomorrow, though. Yes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday.
I'm waiting to go and jam up in that crowd to bargain.
And Super 6 is
the person who won the $500,000 in collect it.
I feel so.
Up to now, that person ain't bringing the ticket. The person from St. Andrew that win the $500,000 the other
day.
Sure,
it's from St. Andrew.
Well, the person bought the ticket in St. Andrew and they have not turned the ticket in. Last I heard, they didn't turn it in yet.
Okay, well
So I don't know if somebody washed that in our pants.
We got.
If they didn't check the ticket yet.
A sweep at St. Andrews, we'll find it. Put a drones
But there's
up.
a $500,000 ticket somewhere in St. Andrew.
Wow.
Or maybe somebody bought it in St. Andrew and they have it another place.
Came down. I'm seeing marks or some way. But hey, you know what? I'm glad he's a Grenadian, right? And so that got that opportunity to earn that money, much needed.
Yeah, but I feel the ticket wash. Anyway, let me say a very special happy birthday to a good friend of mine, Leroy Francois down there in Petersfield. Man, happy birthday to you, Leroy. Yeah, saying a special good morning to your wife and the entire family. Hey, Petersfield, all of you down in Petersfield. Yeah, special glorious Grenadian. Good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you all have been having and continue to have a fabulous day today. And only make Leroy day nice for him. Yeah, Leroy, go by my friend there. Yeah, go by Shibade, right by our friend, right? Same line by you there. You know who? Yeah. I paying for 3 beers for you. I'm going to pay for 3 beers. Tell her she's safe. She know I will come. I'm paying for 3 beers for you. You could go and get beers.
And don't drink no more, boss.
After you finish with them 3, no, because I know it's walking distance. It's just 2 houses down. So I know it's walking distance. If it was driving distance, was 1 beer. But since it's walking distance, it's 3. Because use my boy. So 3 beers. And then from there, back home, eh? Yeah. You ain't no drink that beers and go back home. Right? Nice. I go send a message and tell them. All right?
Hey, a special good morning
Tanil, you're late on that. Tanil, I big you up since earlier in the program. I big you up. You're no asking me to big you up, girl. What's the matter? Yeah, man, go right ahead.
A special good morning to members of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Yeah,
all
man.
of them, all the different divisions, the prison services also, the Coast Guard, wherever you are, immigration, special branch, SSU, RRU, traffic, right? You guys, it's another festive season, and we know, right, that you're gearing up to ensure that you protect the people of this country, right? Continue to do the good job that you have been doing over the years, and hey, just continue doing it with diligence.
I think we have a caller. Would be our final caller for today.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Wow. Oh boy, that person lost the opportunity. You were having an opportunity to be the final caller, for the day there.
And just on a sort of public service note, there is a basically a rise, or not rise, but some more sensitization of the whole question of rodents, infestation of rodents within our country, and so our Grenada. It has been, but it's been a concern of the Ministry of Health and persons around. I mean, homeowners, yes, homeowners, please be careful, right? Do what needs to be done. Keep your surroundings clean for both the rats and the mosquitoes and other infectious insects and so.
And
right?
let's look at the reason for this. And we oftentimes play the ads here. One, there are several people who have died on this island due to eating food contaminated by rodents, by rats and mice. Yeah, and believe me, it's one of the most painful ways to go, because it's all your internal organs shut down one after the other with I often say leprositis, but that's not the proper way to pronounce it. I'm going to get the proper way to pronounce it. But anyway, it's if the rat urinates or so on the food and you eat it. Even not just the food, you may have let's say a can of soda, and the rats have been playing around on the top of that can of soda, and you take it without washing the top of it. You open it and you put your lips to it. That's it. Slow song singing and flowers bringing. Believe me, it's going to be a funeral. Yeah? So that's why it's important to always clean these things before you use them. Especially canned stuff, bottled stuff. It could be a case of drink somewhere and the rat's passing on top of it and they urinate on it and so on. Even with the cover on, when you take the cover off, there's still elements of it on your hands. It gets onto it, you have problems. So you need to reduce the rodent population. And you could always call Devon. He does that. So you could call Devon. He has a service that he provides doing that. All right? And outside of that, do we have to wait until we have Zika or chikungunya or whatever is emanating from some part of whichever part of the world it's going to come from this time to start spreading before we go into kill the mosquito mode? Are we going to allow the garbage to collect and the water areas to thing and the mosquito population to go up again before we seriously go into a kill the mosquito mood? There are people that up to this day cannot walk on this island because of Zika. They can't walk. I know of instances, I know of people that cannot walk right now due to a bite of a mosquito, Zika. Yeah, I can't say I know of anyone that died, but I think there were one or two that did die from Zika and that kind of thing.
Yep,
so we cannot afford to be dealing with it on the back end. That when this thing already started to spread in the Caribbean is when we run into and we start to, where the ministry, they ain't fogging, where the ministry, this thing going on, and the ministry, you put us at our garbage outside, but where the ministry?
We create the problem. We create all the problems.
We have to clean our surroundings. It's important that we keep our surroundings clean.
Yes, all is very, very important.
Don't wait. This one might be, it had chikungunya, it had Zika. This one might be zikungunya.
Yeah.
You never know. That's the next one that might come out, a combination of chikungunya and Zika. Zikungunya. You never know.
We need to
keep the place clean.
We need to protect our young ones and our elderly who are basically depending on us, right, to clean our surrounding. And those neighbors and so who have their areas infested with all sorts of bush and old pans and bottles, come on, please. I mean, be your neighbor's keeper, right? Just like what you will not want happen to you, don't let it happen to somebody else, right? Please, help out the situation, clean your surrounding, get rid of the mosquitoes and the rats and so, and let's live a safe, right, and enjoyable life. Please, begging you.
Folks, that's all the time we have for today. It has been a wonderful one here on Hard Talk. We'll be back tomorrow, God's willing.
God's willing.
So in everything you say, everything you do, we want to be safe and secure because we want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
And thanks to all the stations, all of you that have joined us on the live feed. Those of you on the live feed, though, stay around. I believe we should have a little video production for you coming up there from the Government Information Service, 1 or 2 bits and pieces of news, and some other information coming up on the live feed for you. All right? But I wonder, boy, you think we should end with let me see. No, let me hear that.
NLP, don't waste no time. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. Tell boy in the garbage, full of ton in the garbage.
Yes, indeed.
Facebook say the yellow parties out there begging for vote and money from the poor and the greedy, like they have bad memory. Let's go. Why this Grenadian politics full of kings?
Ladies
Some
and
politicians
gentlemen,
full of
this man don't walk by guess. He works with a plan. So let us welcome him, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell.
My colleague, executive members and candidates of the new National Party, all my sisters and brothers, I came up here tonight expecting to have a little meeting. All you're pushing me too hard, you know. Remember, give Santa Claus a break now, man. Let the man come now, man. Let him come first. Boy, you're pushing me too hard. Well, before I end tonight, I will testify. Sisters and brothers, you have had a lot of food tonight. And I don't believe in speaking and repeating what my distinguished colleagues have already said. But I want to just make a few points before I let you go off tonight. My friends, we have a country on the move. We have a country that people in the Caribbean and around the world that recognize its success. Sisters and brothers, wherever I go now, your country is being given tremendous acclaim for where we are today. We have come a long, long way. But we still have some work to do. Sisters and brothers, your economy has done very well in the last 4.5 years. But we know we still have a lot of work to do. And we cannot afford anyone to interfere with where we are heading, sisters and brothers. So in the parish of St. Andrews, you have heard me speak to the development in the agricultural sector. Your Minister of Agriculture spoke at length on the budget, and I outlined the further development for the agricultural sector. It means more opportunities and more jobs. St. Andrews Parish have a lot of beautiful tourist sites and facilities. The Minister of Tourism spoke to that and the need to empower the people throughout the length and breadth of St. Andrews to take care of those beautiful sites, to make sure that we can promote Grenada even more than we have done before. But sisters and brothers, only last few days ago, Wednesday, I left Parliament and I went up to Simoon. And I was so impressed. That project in Simoon, that call center, is now going to be employing over 500 young persons and persons in this country. Sisters and brothers, you should now look towards applying for opportunities there. But more and more and more we see projects and activities, sisters and brothers. But I want to make this point. During the sacrifice that we have made as a country, every citizen in this country made sacrifices. Our public workers made sacrifices. Our farmers made sacrifices. Our hoteliers made sacrifices. The business community did. Those that work in several companies not related to government made sacrifices. But we still have a lot of people who made sacrifices and have not got anything yet. So tonight, I repeat a call to our public workers. Sisters and brothers, I repeat a call to them that the government offer. We are waiting to hear that they have accepted. And if they do, in addition to their pay for Christmas, we will add another $650 in the pay package for each of them. In other words, sisters and brothers, the government is doing all that it can. But the government must leave something there for the poor people of the country. We must provide more help to the needy people of our country, to the elderly. We must provide more opportunities for the young people of our country. The house repair program needs a lot more money. We have to pay the debts owed to several people, some of them committed by the National Democratic Congress. In other words, we still, as I said, have a long way to go. So sisters and brothers, let me say this further. That's why we cannot make any mistake in this next general elections. My sisters and brothers, you cannot make any mistake. We have 4 solid ladies. 4 solid ladies that you, the people of St. Andrews, have given the new national party. And by implication, you have given the country. Now, we already had Sister Kay endorsed, and we testified of her potential and what she will do for the people of St. Andrews Northeast. But sisters and brothers, in St. Andrews Northwest, you have a special lady. She is one who cares deeply about people. My friends, in life, you deal with comparison. The person who is talking about going up against her, look at him. Look at his life. The only thing he knows how to do is to use people. That has been his history. He knows how to use people. Sisters and Sister Delma Thomas knows how to work to help people. I hear some of them, including him, all of a sudden they're passing around and offering money to people. I don't know where they get the money from. We know where some of it came from, and we will expose them sometime soon before the elections. But I said, if they think you're stupid, when they come, take the money and vote them out. Vote solidly against them, because they have no respect for you. In St. Andrews Southwest, you heard that special lady here tonight. She is not somebody that just come. She has been there working, whether it's in the Senate, whether it's in the Parliament, whether it's in her own business. She has been on the ground with the people of St. Andrews Southwest and the people of St. Andrews in general. She has made a tremendous difference in the Ministry of Agriculture and with the farmers of the country. Sisters and brothers, what is the alternative to Sister Bean Horsford? What is the alternative? Oh, brother, he knows well how to acquire gas station. Well, tell him, stay in them gas station. All I ask him to do, pay the people their taxes. Stay in the gas station and pay the people their taxes. Sister Emmeline Pear, St. Andrews Southeast. You heard her tonight. Articulate, pure, and somebody that cares deeply. You saw the embrace with her son, and you saw the tears. That is someone that cares about people. And that is the difference between those on the platform of the new National Party and those on the other platform, my friends. I would not say much about Sister Emmeline Pierre's opponent. And let me say this, sisters and brothers, you know why? I would not say much, because Brother Simmons has gone through and is going through his own personal problems. And I know what the sickness of one loved one is like. And I respect that. So on this platform tonight, the NNP continue to wish Brother Simmons and his family the best. This is the new National Party, the party of love and care. Sisters and brothers, and a final point tonight, and listen to me very carefully. Our opponent, our political party opponent, they apparently decided that they cannot compete with the new National Party. So this is what their plans are. And let me tell you what their plans are, because we have in fact got all the information. But let me tell you, I'll give you a bit of it tonight. Their plan, they brought in people from outside the country. And in their private meetings, they're talking about disrupting the votes on election day and prior to the general elections. They want to bring outside type politics into this beautiful and peaceful country. Sisters and brothers, in addition, they have started attacking different persons within our political party. They have attacked several members of the new National Party personally. If you check what has happened with the National Democratic Congress, check its leader. The man never tells you to vote for him because he's a good man. Have you ever heard him say he deserved to be elected by you? No. You know what he says? Kit Mitchell bad. Kit Mitchell wicked. Kit Mitchell thief. Kit Mitchell that. Kit Mitchell Sisters and brothers. Sisters and brothers. Anytime you hear someone, all they're doing is bad-mouthing another person, that person can't care about anybody. This party, you heard us tonight. You have seen us in the last 4.5 years and several years before. We talk about Project Grenada, building a country together. We talk about uniting our people, sisters and brothers, not dividing and destroying and maligning people. We do not spend time character assassinating people on this platform, because we believe we are one Grenadian brothers and sisters. So my friends, and I want you to be very much aware of this. You have seen all kinds of things written on the social media. All kinds of nasty things written on the social media. And I am quite clear they emanate from the National Democratic Congress, because that is the character of the leadership of the National Democratic Congress. But let me tell you something, I'm giving them a warning. I'm giving them a warning. Those who have glass houses must not throw stones. Those who have glass houses do not throw stones. They are attacking the private lives of people. They're spreading lies and propaganda on the private lives of people. And their life is so dirty. So I say to them, if you know you have glass house, don't throw stone. So, only recently, they put out some dirty stuff on the social media, claiming that I was in conversation with a woman. Listen, sisters and brothers. Well, I'm glad they ain't saying a conversation with a man. I give them credit for that. Because they know I'm one-dimensional. But sisters and brothers, it's amazing how you could sink to a level of maligning decent women and men in this country because you believe that will help you to get votes. I say to them, instead of spending the time doing this dirty work, tell the people what you will do for them. Tell the young people how you'll create jobs and opportunities. Tell the elderly citizens how you would create more opportunities to get more social help for them. Tell the farmers how you'll bring irrigation, how you will provide more monies for them to expand the development of the sector. Tell the hoteliers what you will do to improve the hotel products in this country. But they're spending time maligning people. Sisters and brothers, I am not worried. I'm only giving you a warning to be careful. And one of the reasons I raised this here tonight is because one innocent person today called me to tell me that I should not be writing this thing on WhatsApp or something. So I said, wait now. Are you telling me that you believe that I actually wrote this thing? My friend, I don't have time to write those dirty stuff. My time is spent on building Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And we have a team of men and women with the level of character that you have on the platform here, meant to help to build the country, not to malign people. So sisters and brothers, get ready. Get ready. So all you don't want Santa Claus to come? Santa Claus just down there, you know. Let Santa Claus come first. Yeah, you could take Santa Claus now, right? All right. Let me agree with you. We're going to let Santa Claus come. We're going to let her enjoy ourselves. Have a good, peaceful Christmas. And after that, get ready. Because we are not going to give away any seat in the 15-member House of Parliament. We do not intend to give one. Because, sisters and brothers, we have now a bill in a new parliament. And we hope the first session of the new parliament would be at the new parliament. And we don't want anybody in there but those from the house of the new National Party. Sisters and brothers, and therefore wish you all the best for this beautiful season. Let us welcome Santa Claus. Let us have the best Christmas that we'll ever had. And let us therefore get ready to have a most exciting 2018. Thank you, good night, and take care.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. But I know what you say. Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Malachi to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me. What do you say? Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Listen to me. So no matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. The place of fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. I give him pass and he testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. My God, yeah, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. I refuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify. Put up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody give him glory. I say no way. He's been too good to me. I gotta test. No matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He bless the fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. Please give me pass, let me testify. Say me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. God bless you, Grenada. Put up your hands and give me praise. Put up your hands and give me praise. Put up your hands and give me
I thought I am Yolande Bain Horsford, and right behind me here is my alma mater, St. Joseph Convent, the institution that I've attended for 5 years. Further back behind me is the Roman Catholic Church that I also attend. And on my left is the convent court that I played all the netball and the tennis throughout my 5 years at this institution. I am very proud of the partnerships I have formed with the people of St. Andrews Southwest these past 5 years. But I'm even more excited about the things we can still do together. We have begun solving the housing challenges and tackling youth unemployment. We have not only been building roads and houses, but more importantly, building communities and building lives. Many people have been given fresh opportunities, and even more shall be lifted up in the coming period. I am ready to take a fresh start and to continue battling for ordinary people who deserve another chance. So let's keep moving.
These past 5 years, ordinary people with extraordinary dreams for themselves and their families have continued to inspire me. In these close-knit communities along the shores of St. Andrews Southeast, people with their faith in their unshakable God have given me renewed hope that this partnership we have forged is worth building on. We have had successes together, but we are far from finished. A whole new generation is coming up, hoping for even more opportunities. We can't let them down. With God by our side, together we will achieve even more. So let's keep moving.
I remember those days not so long ago that all I wanted was an opportunity. My family was poor, and there were times I didn't even have a pencil to go to school. The people of Paraclete, Moncton and surrounding areas gave me that opportunity. These ordinary people raised me. It is this history that inspires my politics. Now it's my turn to give the next generation even greater opportunities than I had. If I can make just one weak person strong, I will be doing God's will. What we did in the 5 years is just a little bit of what we can do in the future. My duty is to steer the course and to keep moving.
Learned quite a lot of lessons. I've learned the importance of being humbled. Yeah, that is critical. It has also been reinforced the importance of listening. Because in order to serve people, you have to know what it is that they want. You have to understand their needs. You have to listen to their needs. You have to question, and you have to care. Fundamentally, you have to care about each and every person that you come into daily contact with.
The best part of the program has been learning songs.
So, St. Patrick's East, all of Grenada, support the new National Party. Let the progress continue. Let's keep moving.
Keep moving!
It is an opportunity where I can be able to make a difference in the lives of many persons in the constituency and also Grenada as a whole. I am prepared to give of service to the people. My whole life has been one of service. So this is another opportunity where I can go out there to help improve the lives of people, the standard of living and the quality of life.
Skeeter is a young person and she has been given a wonderful opportunity to help shape lives in our country. She has been doing that within her school for the past 17 years.
I know her doing teaching and making great improvement in that school. Awards, trophies, you know, skits was behind this.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
I come from a very humble beginning. I know the importance of hard work and dedication and service to people, and so it is that characteristics that I believe that would be able to propel me in serving the people of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. I am from a single parent family. My mother has been my #1 supporter, and she has always been there with me, for me, by my side. My desire to serve the people, of course, of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, I believe is the ultimate sacrifice, and the opportunity has presented itself, of course, to assist my people, because I believe that the youth do have a place in politics, in nation building, and in governance. And so it is my youth that I will use to ensure that the youth of this nation are well represented.
Five years ago, we started an incredible journey together. We dreamed and we strove to achieve. We are happy with the success we have had, but not content. The arch of progress is bending in the right direction in St. George Northeast, and many people have benefited. But there are still others that are yet to be lifted by the rising tide. We cannot leave those people behind, and so we continue to fight, and we continue to push on. I am Tobias Clement, and I'm running again to continue what we have started. Our dreams are too big, our ambitions too large for us to stop here. So let's keep moving.